G'day guys, VHIPI here. We're doing some PilotEdge stuff, and I thought you guys might want to watch and come through the program with me. Basically, on the website here we go to the training program, training ratings. We can open up that page, and there's a whole heap of information for all your ratings, starting at V1 all the way up to the I11, which is the IFR course. Okay, we've already done the V1 pattern work, the V1 exam, and we've passed that. So now we're on to the V2 VFR flight somewhere beyond the Charlie airspace, which is from John Wayne to Ontario, with pattern departures and entries. So if we click on that, that will take us over to the brief. The V2 VFR flight somewhere beyond Charlie. Okay, we've read that. Recommended aircraft is Beach Baron, Piper Seneca, Slow Piston, Cessna, Skyhawk, Piper Warrior. I did watch this video. I found it a little bit complex and probably a bit too fast for my learning speed. So I skipped that because it scared me off doing this a little bit for some strange reason. Under that says, now you've finished your traffic pattern practice, it is time to go somewhere. This second flight is intermediate VFR rating. It covers traffic pattern departures and entries, along with a request for basic radar services en route. Flight following from John Wayne to Ontario International at an appropriate VFR altitude for the direction of flight. And there's a sky vector map, which I'll bring up and show you because it's really blurred out there. So basically back down to the brief. As you pass the hill off your right side, approximately 14 miles prior to the Paradise VOR, which we'll have tuned in on our VOR, turn to the north heading 360. This should take us over the top of Chino Airport and set you up for a downwind base entry to Ontario. Enter the pattern as instructed by air traffic control, most likely a downwind entry for runway 26 left or 26 right. Okay, so other information we need will be John Wayne facility chart, which you can click on the link and they'll bring that up. I have already done so. And the information we'll need from here is the ATIS, which is 126.0. And here's John Wayne Tower. We've got two frequencies. We've got a frequency for 19 left and 19 right, or the opposite at the end. Generally it's a 19 direction, and we'll probably expect 19 left. So our frequency is 119.9. In case they do give us the right departure from the right runway, we need to go to 126.8. Same again with the ground. We're on the east side. 120.8 is our ground frequency as we're parked over here on the east side for the departure. One other main frequency, which will be our first radio call, is clearance delivery, and that be 118.0. Now same again, this is the Ontario airport diagram. I haven't had time to rotate it, so we'll read it sideways. The ATIS we'll need is 124.25. Ontario Tower is 120.6, and the ground frequency is 121.9. So we'll also need to note them down as well for our arrival into Ontario. Basically, we should be looking for the 26 left in Ontario, if that's what we've given, and vacate via Quebec or Papa. And we can taxi down Sierra to the general aviation, and hopefully that's where we pass our exam. Now, this is a pretty important part of the planning for anything you do on PilotEdge. This is skyvector.com. And this shows our airspaces and airports and information. It's a terminal area chart. And here's where we're starting. John Wayne. And my mouse has gone to shit. Here we go. It doesn't matter. We'll be departing off this 19 in the Delta airspace, which will be on a tower frequency. Add that to plan. Assuming we're going to be turning out to roughly 330. From that heading, which will be around about here. Add that to the plan. Then through the Delta and into the Charlie. We want to go towards Corona, which is just there. We'll add that to the plan. And from Corona, there's the edge of that mountain, over the top of Chino, which was at 360 degrees, described in the brief. And from Chino, we will enter on a left downwind for runway 26 left. So I always get that mixed up, 26 left, so we'll just stick that in there just as a bit of a guide. Possibly should make that a bit longer, but somewhere around there anyway. There's a nice big road down there we can follow for our downwind, and then we can turn left on the 26 left if that's the runway. Alrighty, so it's time to do this V2 exam. We'll be doing it in the Lancer Legacy. I will be doing all the other exams in this, so the next one is the V3 and then the IFR stuff. Let's just see if we can get through the V2 first. That could be one of maybe 6 attempts to get this rating, or we could get it right the first go. So let's jump into the cockpit and get this on. Okay, let's get this underway. Get some avionics going so we can set some rating. Come in a little bit handy for the flight. Okay, so our first frequency is clearance delivery, which I have written down, which is 118.0. I'll just change views, might make it a bit easier. And then after that we'll be going to ground, John Wayne ground, which is 120.8.
2523 Juliet Sierra, turn left heading 270 when it will proceed direct to Suwana, cross Suwana at 4000, cleared RNAV Zulu.
And our initial heading for departure is going to be 330. We'll set that up in the autopilot. I'll use the autopilot heaps here to try and reduce the workload for the flight. And our initial's not above 2400 in the Charlie. Do that 2400 we want. Okay, so 2400 is set, 330 is set, and clearance is set 118.0, and ground is set 120.8. Okay. John Wayne clearance, Lancer 323 Delta Echo. Sorry we had an internet connection dropout. We're at the east ramp, requesting VFR advisories to Ontario at 3000.
Lancer 323 Delta Echo on request number 3, standby. 2523 Julia Sierra, roger, thank you. Taxi into the ramp via hotel and a Foxtrot, remain on this frequency.
Number 323 Delta Echo, John Wayne clears delivery, stand by for your clearance, I'll have it momentarily.
Okay, there we go, we're still in the queue.
Still 236, I hear ya. 30 right, taxi via Alpha Bravo. No problem. November 323 Echo, John Wayne clearance is after departure flighting 2, actually flighting 080, maintain VFR below 3000. You may request higher with SoCal departure. SoCal departure frequency is 127.2 and squawk code 4302. 4302.
Clearance delivery, sorry about that, pressed the wrong button. Lancer 323 Delta Echo 080, 3000, departures 127.2 and squawk 4302, and just requesting the V2 exam.
Number 3 Delta Echo, have your request and your readback is correct.
John Wayne ground, Lancer 323 Delta Echoes, east ramp, ready for taxi.
Lancer 3 Delta Echo, John Wayne ground, roger, runway 19 left at Kilo, taxi via Alpha, Hotel, Charlie.
19 left at Kilo via Alpha Hotel Charlie. Lance Air 323 Delta Echo. So it's a 080 departure, so it's a left turn. Wasn't expecting that. Spring around a 080. And squawk code 4302.
So 236, making sure tower runway 30, cleared for takeoff.
Well, that's thrown me a little bit. 2 internet
So
disconnects.
236, say again.
But anyway, we'll push on, see what happens. Nothing like a few stuff ups
Problem.
before
I mean,
in.
I'd have done the same thing. There was a significant delay there. I just had a couple pilots calling in, some not hearing worse than others. No problem.
Okay, so we're on Alpha. Need to go to Hotel and Charlie, and our holding point is Kilo. And we have a left turn at 080. I was expecting a right turn at 330, so I don't know if we've thrown that in there, but I think I've already screwed this, but we'll keep going. We'll see how we go. John Wayne Tower, Lance Air 323 Delta Echo is ready at 19 left.
Ready.
I think I just spoke over the top of someone. Oh, this is going great. John Wayne Tower, Lance Air 323 Delta Echo is ready at 19 left.
Turn to 3558 Los Angeles ground, onto runway 24 left, taxi via Romeo, and then Echo 13 to Echo, and a left turn on Delta 7. Charlie 583, question. At the end of that, will be a left turn on to Victor. Number 583 will be taxi via Romeo, Echo, and then Victor. Lancer 33 Delta Echo, John Wayne Tower, runway 19 left at Kilo, clear for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, 19 left, 323 Delta Echo.
Cessna 60558, San Luis Tower, report 3 mile final, runway 29. Lancer 3 Delta Echo radar tag, remain this frequency and say altitude.
Passing 800 feet for 3,323 Delta Echo.
Over 9 Hotel Lima, turn right or left on Charlie, taxi to parking, remain this frequency, get out. Lancer 3 Delta Echo, roger. Lancer 3 Delta Echo, connect SoCal departure, 127.2, good day.
Okay, no 127.2 circular departures. 3 Delta Echo, good day.
Cessna 583, reset spotter spark 4304.
Circular departures, Lancer 323 Delta Echo is climbing through 1,000 to 3,000.
Station 454 Fox Tango, contact LA Center 119.905. Answer 32 Delta Echo, SoCal operator, Roger, Jumping altimeter is 29991.
Roger, 2 Delta Echo.
Answer 323 Delta Echo, traffic 12 o'clock, 2 miles north on VFR, aircraft altitude indicating 1,500. Resume on navigation now, and maintain VFR.
Resume on navigation in main. This dickhead. Start again. Oh, just fucked that up again. Okay, that was a good start. We just had an internet disconnect, so we're going to have to try this
Number
again from scratch.
355 LA.
Why have I lost my avionics again? They're gone.
Excellent.
Stay on. Waiting.
Number 3 Delta Echo, did you copy your instructions? If you need me to repeat them, I can do that for you.
Clearance delivery. Sorry about that. Press the wrong button. No. Okay, I think I've already fucking failed this. Well, that's thrown me a little bit. 2 internet disconnects.
236, say again.
But anyway, we'll push on, see what happens. Nothing like a few stuff ups
Problem
before
is, I mean,
it
I'd have done the same thing. There was a significant delay there. I just had a couple pilots calling in, and some not hearing worse than others.
in there, but I think I've already screwed this, but we'll keep going. I think I just spoke over the top of someone. Oh, this is going great.